Literally all set here for TDM, Ice Climbers versus Ballers. I mean, this is going to be an insane match right off of the bat, and we're going to be coming into it as soon as these guys are readied up. In fact, they're just about there.
In fact, we need to tell them that we are ready, so they know. All right. Yeah. So, well, you need to do my trademark all set here.
There you go.
All right. So yeah, we are going to go live. Let's, of course, we have the roster: Cooler, Cypher, Draven, and Strengths on the red team, and we are going live on Hidden Fortress. And of course, I've had mixed feelings about this map, but it's always kind of different watching it, say, Americans versus North Americans or versus Europeans playing it, and so it's actually a little bit nicer when you have this caliber of team going at it. So Ice Climbers picking up the first trio of frags. One of them being a gauntlet frag, no less, from Lincoln.
Indeed. And we're going to be seeing them all crowding down below. And again, one of the things in TDM is that weapon control is so huge. And so you're going to be seeing a lot of players running around without a weapon. Of course, the team that shares weapons will have weapons. And let's go ahead and hit that quad. It's going to be Cypher running around with it. And we probably should turn that quad counter on, which would be kind of cool. But Sturmy's going to be knocked down. And look at this. We actually have a timeout called. I guess this would be a good time to do that.
Well, one thing that I think might be fun for the viewers, if you toggle the 2 key, that should turn on and off the ding, which we could do just for the quad runs. What do you think? Not for the rest, but yeah, that would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then the other thing, I don't have the quad counter thing.
I realize that this is my config. Okay.
Oh. Yeah, exactly. There we go.
Cha-ching toggle. The thing is
that's what I called it. Yeah.
Really? Okay, that's awesome. You win.
Yeah. I do what I can. And then I don't know about the quad counter. Is that something in the menu we can get in 19 seconds? I don't know the C-bar for that bad boy.
Neither.
Oh, never mind. Make it 3 seconds. As we go live again, Ballers, Ice Climbers, live again 7 to 5. There. Yeah, definitely keep that on for the quad run. It'll be good times. We watch Cypher running.
Just under 10 seconds up on that. Taking down Tox with some really, it's like a little ding.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And then toggle it off.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, so honestly, okay, let's talk a little bit about strategies on this map. We got Draven killing his teammates, but one of the biggest things is holding a lightning gun, yellow armor. That, in a lot of cases, in duel especially, red armor is kind of the key item to get. But as you can watch Draven die on stream there, it's in such a dangerous position. You give up so much by going to get it that it's quite dangerous. And you're oftentimes opening yourself up to so much damage that it's just not the opportune item to get. So lightning gun and yellow armor is in some ways kind of the most important area to hold down. But then again, the railgun spawning near the RA, it means that the rail is so important on this map. There are so many corners that you can hit that if you don't have a rail, you're really not going to get any sort of dominance and be able to make any headway into kind of the key areas of the map. Now, on the other hand, the lightning gun, the reason why I'm saying lightning gun is so important is when it's time to set up for quad, then you absolutely want to have rockets and the lightning gun in order to force your way in there. So we look, right now we have Ice Climbers. They are holding down that lightning gun and yellow armor area.
Oh, wow. Beautiful shots by Tox again. Again, with TDM, you have players setting up positions more than, just running around the map with their pants around their ankles. And so you also see that a lot of the spawn points.
All right, follow the quad.
And here we have quad. It's going to be Lincoln up on Ice Climbers 21 to 17 so that they can use this quad to perhaps extend their lead a little bit. But this is all about corralling. And actually, with everybody down below in the water basement, this is going to be a great place to be finding all sorts of players. No frags to his own name, but they were certainly caused by the entry there. So now Lincoln just needs to find more targets with that quad. I mean, the time is ticking, and his teammates need to be funneling players towards him, and they're all really grouping back up towards red armor, and there's the hits that he needs to make. That'll be making it a nice 10 frag lead, 29 to 19, a very effective quad run indeed. But yeah, you end up seeing a lot more players on these teams corralling around like spawn points, so that when a player does go down, they have 1 or 2 players immediately putting shaft on them, immediately putting rockets and shotgun on them as soon as they spawn. So it's looking for those conversion frags as well. But right now we're going to be seeing Lincoln taking down Strengths and actually doing some very, very decent LG damage here. In fact, I should be able to bring up this. They have 63% LG with an overall accuracy of 40% at the moment. So Lincoln definitely pulling together some excellent scores for his team. In fact, let's take a look at this new awesome scoreboard that just came out not too long ago. We're looking at Cypher topping his team, but with a net of -4 frags with 7 frags to his own name. Tox is going to be, of course, leading Ice Climbers with 12 and 1. Let's see if we're going to find him. There we go. 22 health. This might be a second, frag for him, but he's going to be picking up health. We see his teammates is kind of clearing the way for him, making sure that he has everything available to him, except weapons. He's still a little bit light on that, but an LG is going to be dropped down by Cypher. Good damage dealt out, and there we go. We finally see a rail coming out of Cooler in order to take him down. But he's going to be spawning right back up top, and, well, the only downside about that is that his team is not currently in control of that part of the map.
Yeah, most of the ballers are over near red armor, and as we see the quad spawning in about 5 seconds, I kind of feel like the ballers are having a hard time getting in on the quad area, and as a matter of fact, I guess there it is. Finally, we have a pickup. It's going to be Fox, and he has, of course, a lightning gun, but very low on cells, so he's going to have to resort to using the shotgun, which is also, it used to be kind of the beast weapon for a quad run. There's a great hit there, but now with the changes to the shotgun, I think the lightning gun gets a lot more show, which, given the fact that I love the lightning gun, a stream of beeps, in some ways I kind of prefer the fact that lightning gun is an extremely strong quad running weapon. So Fox is completely taking it right here, and as we can see, ballers not yet to get their hands on a quad and have any real run with it, and they are now down by a pretty significant count.
Yes, and of course the quad runs are really what attracts the most attention, but let's talk a little bit about what leads a team to getting a good quad run, what leads to them getting their hands on it and being in position for it.
The biggest problem that I see is that ballers are not able to get themselves into position. Ice Climbers is setting up a little bit earlier, and they have better weapons and a little bit more armor in order to survive the pushes by ballers onto that quad. Now, there are a couple of things. It is quite possible to either rocket jump or kind of sneak around the corner at the last second and steal the quad. And chances are you're going to die, but it might be worth it to do that. But we have not seen that yet from the Ballers team here.
And a concentrated push to take down ballers a bit here. Cypher's going to be respawning down below. Looking for positioning, yes, but also looking for items. And in fact, most of his team is a little bit light on weapons. I mean, we're seeing Ice Climbers really putting the stronghold on who has rocket launcher, who has railgun. I'm getting some flashbacks of, Quake 2 TDM.
Yeah, and actually what's really important right now, literally no one has a rail.
Yeah.
I'm cycling through, and I do not see anyone. Someone's picked it up, yeah.
There we go.
But, it's really important to kind of be keeping track of, who has weapons, and of course, you never want to die with one of those key weapons out. So, like, for example, I'm looking at Cooler right now. He's down to about 22 health, and he switched off of his rail. He's using just his shotgun now.
Nice.
Even that, yeah, look at that. He switches to his gauntlet right before he dies to Tox. So, great play there by Cooler to not give up any weapons, because of course we are playing pro TDM settings where you've got 30 seconds for weapon respawns, which means that weapon management among the team is especially key.
Right, but things are staying fairly close here. I mean, Ballers has been able to, keep this within about, 12, 14 frags. And Draven right now, only having that plasma gun, is going to be looking for a bit more to add to his arsenal. But as you can see, the pressure is bearing down on him. He can get away with that red armor, but what else can he really pull off of this? Lincoln is going to be a fresh spawn, and beautiful, beautiful plasma gun. But as he runs out of ammo, it's going to be a big fight over that railgun. He's going to be popping back to the teleporter, and all three of them are going to be chasing him down with the cesspool mechanics and just taking that rail. So free rail, free gauntlet for Lincoln almost.
Okay, one thing to note here is that Ballers have taken over yellow armor LG room, and if you take a look at the score, they're catching up.
Yes, they are.
Again, I really feel like this is kind of the stronger area. They've put Cypher in this position, and it looks like Ice Climbers is taking the top side while Cypher went down to go check on, I guess maybe restock on ammo. Ice Climbers just went into the room and rolled over Cypher. You can see the bodies in the YA room, and now we're going to see an attempt by Cypher to get back in, see if he can do enough damage against Lincoln. Yes, he can, but he's pretty weak. He's got only a shotgun and one plasma bolt left, and it looks like they're actually taking over rail. Yeah, so I'm going to see who's actually taking over as we have a quad run coming up, and we see who's setting up for that. now is definitely the time.
Indeed we do, and we've got a lot of damage happening in that room. Cypher's going to be respawning up top here. Trying to come back in. Strengths is dropping a rocket launcher for him, so they've got to... Actually, the frags that they've made the seconds before quad are actually going to be really important. It's going to be Cypher on the quad. The first time that BallerSsS has had a quad run in the match, period, I think.
Yes.
And they should be able to get fairly far here. But here's the thing. Cypher's fairly low on health, and he's going to be MG down. That quad is dead.
Well, and here's what's really important, is that he had to spend a lot of time not shooting his teammates. So he was basically wasted damage per second on that quad. And it also meant that since he was holding his shot, he was moving slower. And on top of that, it meant that his teammates were also having to watch their fire too, and there was just no good escape. So kind of a very, I don't want to say wasted quad run, but it was definitely shut down well by Ice Climbers.
It was a quad run that Ice Climbers didn't get. That was the important thing, and now they've brought this thing within 7 frags. Cypher's going to be pulling back up top here. Again, a lot of really great plasma out of these guys here today, and when it's what you got, from that hands you AIDS, make lemonades. Wait, that came out backwards, didn't it? All right. Well,
it's all good. Yeah. It's all good.
7 frags between them. Going to be switching on over to Draven here, getting a 1 health MG frag. I mean, BallerSsS is what TDM is all about, yeah?
But one thing that's really important here is, A, he didn't die, although B, he is soaking up resources on the map, and he only has a grenade launcher and 28 MG bullets left. So, kind of weak here. In order for him to survive much longer, he would have to soak up so much health and armor that, at some point there's a cost-benefit reward. Do you soak up everything on the map for one guy to survive, or die and move on? We got Cooler surviving. They're picking up the 50 down below near the R8. So we got already quads coming up in 20 seconds. This is one of those maps where you don't really need to set up for quad too early, but we are seeing Lincoln, about 15 seconds. And wow, Ice Climbers have this on lock. They do not want to allow an opportunity for BallerSsS to get in here. And in 7 seconds, Lincoln will be our quad runner. At least he's standing right on it. He does only have plasma though. And from behind, we have Draven coming through and killing everyone, allowing Cypher to make the run.
And Fox is running right into it. I mean, everything was so shaken up with that pre-quad situation that Cypher should have some very valid targets coming his way. And there goes the rest of his team to kind of go find, seek, and destroy. And then Cypher's going to be finishing off there. So beautiful, beautiful shots coming out of Cypher. He's finally going to get nailed on down by Tox. But that has brought this thing within 3 frags. Indeed,
indeed. So yeah, I think that if BallerSsS can keep this kind of connected, and that quad steal was fantastic. I mean, if they aren't going to be the ones to set up for it, then they got to keep doing those steals. I think if Ice Climbers start to get their hands on quads, though, we might see things turn around.
There we go.
That being said, here's the most important thing: we are now tied, and Tox is trying to hold down the LG room.
I like this. We're 11 minutes in.
Oh! Did you see that nade by Tox? It was an across-the-map toss, and he nailed someone right as they turned around the corner.
I've actually got follow killer off in order to kind of see, how Cypher, Cooler, and especially Tox.
Oh yeah, I'm just sort of cycling around. But it was amazing. It was Tox in true Tox form. In fact, just put on the Tox cam. I think people will be happy if you just leave Tox cam on. Yeah, because Tox, arguably one of the best TDMers on the planet.
Yep.
And I love to have him back in the Quake scene.
Exactly.
So, that being said, it looks like BallerSsS are slowly inching away from Ice Climbers.
What the? Tox has some great MG.
His MG is scarier than most people's plasma.
Yeah.
I mean,
here comes the gauntlet, so there's going to be a ton of fisting in the corridor.
Yeah, no one has weapons.
Everybody's fisting everybody.
Yeah, Fox is like the one guy with weapons near quad, so that's actually really important. Ice Climbers should be able to get this, given that Fox has 100 armor. Here comes Cooler to try to do a rocket jump. It's a little bit early, to be honest. But here's Fox. Here's his chance to make back the score. Oh no! Strength
on down.
Strength denies the run. What a fantastic set of rails. Now Strength, seriously.
Clutch.
He ran with Metsu at DreamHack, and he was sort of the star player next to Juvenile, where they basically just stacked Strengths up and said, "Have fun, sir."
Yeah.
Now, of what we've seen from Strengths during the duel, making it all the way through to the finals. Absolutely phenomenal play. I mean, it seems like he is so in form this QuakeCon that perhaps, it will be Ice Climbers' downfall. They got to be contending with amazing strengths.
Indeed, that was kind of a rough direction for Fox to be going with only that rocket launcher. I mean, there's always the benefit of taking over that room, but you need to have the tools to enter into it with. So now with a shoddy in hand and not much else, you can actually find strength, maybe get a little bit of revenge. There we go. They're now within 8 frags, but here's the thing. Ballers is now on top. We're 13 minutes, 45 seconds into the game, and Fox is loading up on weapons and Mega.
Yeah, well, and one thing that, loading up on weapons, that's one of the key things I want to talk about, because it's one of the reasons why I actually don't like this map very much is because the weapons are positioned such that
they're not
useful
right where they are.
You already have, usually the way this map kind of plays out is you got one, well, there are a couple ways it plays out. Usually you got teams that sort of stake their claim on certain areas and they just kind of stick that. You'll see one team with like one of the better weapons like rails and one team with LGs. And then, you know, sort of clashes as one team might push for the other weapon. But what I'm seeing, what I'm seeing out of these two teams is like they are sessing each other so much with like shotgun and MG that the 3 key weapons, rocket launcher, lightning gun, and railgun, are almost never in the hands of these players. So, like, I seriously just here comes the quad run. Yeah, it's cooler this time. Very low though.
This could be a great runaway run of the quad by Cooler.
But he doesn't have weapons though. He's got a rail. Like CZM would be happy.
Yeah.
You know, quadded rails are awesome, but
I mean, he's doing fine here. He's only got 8 health, but Lincoln comes back off the spawn, takes him on down, but that was still a quad run denied from Ice Climbers, and that should be securing BallerSsS' lead a little bit more here. So, Cooler Cam back on just for a little bit more. Going to be seeing some rocket launcher coming out of him. Immediate damage being put on the red armor, nearly taking out his own teammate, but that trade-off is not going to quite be worth it, giving all those weapons away. Like, this is the kind of time where you need to be switching away from things like rocket launcher so that you don't give that away.
Yeah. Now, just take a look at the stats. We have 4 quads apiece, and but you know, slightly better held time for the Ballers. That being said, red control has been mostly in the hands of Ballers.
Yes.
They have more than twice the number of reds than Ice Climbers.
Which is interesting because red armor is in such a precarious place. I mean, it's not someplace you want to vacation. You know, it's right in the middle of that pit. There aren't a ton of weapons available to you. You're going to have everybody just funneling in, grenades dropping in from top, rockets dropping in from top, plasma and shoddy coming from around the back corner. So, you know, grabbing red armor is great, but it can sometimes mean that you're taking more damage than you need to be. In fact, taking a look here.
Yeah. Well, and one thing I'm also noticing is that I guess maybe the challenges for red armor. Oh wow, nice. Toxic's got a gauntlet against I think Cypher. And there's Cooler shooting his teammate for no reason.
Yeah, give him a little boost.
Yeah. But you know, at this point though, with 16:32 on the clock, so you know, just 3.5 minutes left.
I mean, this
to play.
is really important right here. Cooler
this
just
quad
plugging this hole on the quad, and he's going to be very secure for it. We finally see Draven come up, then we see an immediate. Lincoln with the clutch rail around the corner.
That was critical, absolutely critical, because had Ballers had a chance to make a run of this and run up the score, then that would have left you know, 1 quad damage left on the map. And that would have been pretty terrible for Ice Climbers. Like, they basically need, everything is that we got about 10 frags split. Ice Climbers need this next quad. If they don't get it, it's lights out.
It's over, yeah. So let's see what kind of red armor they can pick up in order to get stacked up for that quad. We still have 85 seconds on the clock for that, but we're going to be having to see.
Follow Sturmy. He's got weapons, although he's getting railed. Let's see.
Yeah, you're right. He's got LG rails and rockets, and he's up top right now. I mean, this is still a little bit early to be really securing that quad, but that entrance on that room is really important to get.
He's playing a position opposite the teleport exits,
exactly,
and
rails and
shutting
LG.
down. Yeah, exactly, and he's shutting down entrances. So yeah, exactly. Thanks for the rail ammo. Whiffing that one, that's not good. But that teleporter entrance is actually really key for you know, for any sort of pressure. So, you know, that post...
He needs to break off to get some more health, but he's going to be popping back up there. Fairly secure that the teleporter is covered by his teammate.
He's lost it. He's lost it to someone else with MGSS. And there's Cypher.
Takes him down.
Yeah, beautiful move by Cypher. So 39 seconds to quad. Cypher's just killing everybody. Let's see if Ice Climbers is setting up for this.
He abandons the position in favor of giving it to... Okay, they were really strong on that red armor, and that red armor getting away without any... Yeah, follow
Toxic. He's got a rail, and he's the only one on Ice Climbers with any sort of stack, and it's just the very end of Mega. Everyone else on Ice Climbers is either a fresh spawn or dead. So it's all up to Tox to see if he can get to this quad damage, this last quad damage of the map.
It's going to be a little bit more difficult. I mean, Baller's getting that red armor without any kind of challenge on it is going to be making, you know, whoever got that red.
3 seconds.
Here we
Now,
go.
Ice Climbers have pulled ahead. That's, oh, here comes
Strength
two.
got it.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere. And look at that. They were plugging up that hole like they wanted to be ready for the quad when he came out of that corner, apparently. But Strength's getting it. He just flushed right through all of them. And
so 4 frags.
That keeps things really close.
4 frags in 1 minute.
Yep.
And that is pretty crazy to see for an opening matchup. Again, this is group stage, guys. You know, losing here does not kick anyone out.
Yep.
So you know, it's basically we're seeing 2 amazing teams play against each other. We're kind of getting a preview, what I think is going to be a preview of the finals, maybe. But I'm loving it, considering how close this map is.
Absolutely. So right now, Ballers down by 8 frags. And things are getting a little bit away from them. They're going to be grabbing away red armor. I think it was Cypher who got the pick up there. He's going to be having shotgun coming into this room. And that's not a bad weapon to have if you can get the angles. And if everybody else is paying attention to someone else, then all the better. But there needs to come a point where he gets off that staircase and takes better cover.
But that's why the LG is so strong. I mean, Cypher walked in there with Stack. He didn't have weapons, though. And I think they were making a final push to try to get their hands on an LG. And since they didn't have weapons, they couldn't really attack that room as well as they really needed to. And now Ice Climbers certainly has it in the bag, and fantastic run.
Hidden Fortress goes to Ice Climbers, and yeah, it did come down to that last quad run. Strengths really had the opportunity to pull that thing off, but Ice Climbers takes first one. Toxic with 68 frags to his name.
Yeah, and like I mean, the net between these guys. I mean, look at that. That's Toxic's awesome. That being said, okay, 37 RAs for Ballers and 10 for Ice Climbers. Critically, though, Ice Climbers was also, they were getting the Mega.
Yep.
And I think, yeah, if they're, you know, Mega's one of those items, it's unlike Duel, where it's like really key. And Team Deathmatch, given its position on Hidden Fortress, it's almost kind of like, well,
it's a fallback.
It's, you get it when you can. It's not really in an area, like it takes you away from all the fighting.
It's a good place to recover, however.
Yeah, yeah. And it's also like maybe a good place for the quad runner to go to, you know, kill everyone that's trying to hide. So we're going over to Deep Inside. This is kind of a really important map. I know that, for example, Ice Climbers, or See You on Land, as they were named at DreamHack, they were beasts on this map, and they did something I thought better than any other team, where they go around in packs of 3. And then
it's larger, it's more spread out, it's more corridor based.
Well, they leave their 4th guy usually to kind of back rage, you know, to get the flanking. And if you can fly, actually, fly over to where the railgun. They just picked up the quad. Never mind. But the railgun bridge, like that upper elevated area just above the railgun, is one of the most important areas of the map to hold down. And so you're going to see that point under contest pretty significantly. Even though there's really just the railgun nearby, it provides access to all of the key items on the map.
Exactly.
And so you know, you don't necessarily see like we saw in Hidden Fortress, where teams are taking over a position that has, like, say, lightning gun and yellow armor right next to it. No, in this case, you're looking for more who's covering the choke points that allow you to control the connecting rooms to that main central hub, essentially. So, yeah, I think we're ready here. Oh, another key thing I want to mention is that there's sort of like a lower tier, kind of like a water route.
And that's
with
kind of a
lightning
common
gun. Yeah, with lightning gun, Mega, and yellow armor.
It's kind of a common TDM trope to have like an area that goes under most of the map, like a basement of the map, so that you can come up in other areas without having to take too much damage. But on the flip side, those entry and exit points are choke points, and that's again why that rail bridge area is so important, is because it allows you to take a path that doesn't stick you in a little tiny corridor. So here we go. Going to be watching Cypher out of the gate, spawning down in that aforementioned dungeon. But it's going to be Lincoln pulling off that first LG, and that's going to be a first frag, but Cypher is again going to be spawning down there, and there's not a lot of options right here, so he just needs to get out of there, get back up, and find the rest of his team, find some weapons, and he's going to be finding enemies instead.
Follow Lincoln. He's actually got some weapons and a handful of armor, and Ice Climb's already getting a quick lead. Now, of course, we know when the first quad spawns. We won't call that out. You can just look at it on your screen. The players do not know. Just to call it out how this works in Quake Live, you have quad spawning anytime in the 30-second to 59-second mark in the first minute. And after that, it's 2 minutes after each pickup. So it's basically a random time for that first pickup. Lincoln will have it. We're going to follow him. And Lincoln will be the Ice Climbers' go-to guy for quad runs for the most part, except for maybe Sturmy. Although, quite frankly, they have Sturmy, Tox, and Lincoln. So all three of those guys are amazing quad runners. You know, Sturmy, we saw last year especially, is a crazy quad runner. But Lincoln, we saw at DreamHack just put together some dreamy moments with quad runs. So that being said, you know, I don't know if we have the quad kill count, if we can put that up. Maybe in between next run. Okay.
I mean, that was a fairly clean quad run, not a ton of fatalities, but I'm pretty sure he made stops at everybody on Ballers, and actually took away that red armor. So now he's fairly well stacked to move back into the rail area and have some strength there. So now he's finding players to pick off one by one. And here's the thing, Ballers are not really grouping around in one area. I mean, right now Lincoln is kind of soloing, but he's got a great stack and he's doing some great damage. And he's not really being punished for it. So let me go see if I can find Tox. Yep, they're going to be in quad room.
Right, well, and actually, look at that. See, here's the three, right?
Yep.
Yeah, they're moving together. And then you can see Lincoln's holding down RA. So it's just working out perfectly. And then if Lincoln ever gets in trouble, he just says, hey, Tox, come back and shoot this guy with the railgun. He's like, no problem, I got it, bro. 23 to 8. Ice Climbers are making their way you know, to a pretty sizable lead in just the opening couple of minutes.
Indeed they are, and more than we saw on Hidden Fortress. I mean, Tox, again, pulling out some fantastic, well, some really fantastic rails.
Yeah.
See that go down as he shoots.
He's trying to get red armor back, and this is really kind of important. I'm going to see who picks up the next red. It's sitting up on the platform. And Sturmy will go down.
Rail coming out from Sturmy. Oh, no, that is strength, and he's going to be going for the grab, getting 2 for 1, and grabbing away that red armor.
That's important.
How much of it does he have left?
He misses the jump that would have gotten the quad faster. This is really important. He's going to be late for this. But his team's there. And he gets the rail to deny the steal. And this is, oh God, Strength's perfect play.
Yes.
And this is Baller's chance to get that score back.
Yeah. Now Strength just needs to find targets. I mean, you can see him sweeping through the map, heading back through red armor. Sturmy, actually, that little quarter right there. That is a very nice trap.
Red armor taken. Nice play by Ice Climbers. They realized that you know, quad runner would be focused entirely on frags, might not be completely focused on when that red armor spawns.
Yep.
And it's really rare to see, because most teams will run away from
But also Sturmy's position, like sitting up here, your opponent has to come from below. I mean, they have to make that jump. They're going to be in the air. I mean, if you're going to be putting a stand against an 800-pound gorilla with quad, that's the place to do it.
It was a perfect trap, But no, what I'm saying is the way the Ice Climbers played that is, you know, realizing that quad's going to be focused on getting the damage done, not necessarily timing items perfectly.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like they're cooler running.
They were feeling the pressure to make the frags, and they didn't focus on using that quad to control the map.
And it's really rare, because usually the quad damage is something that you'll use not only to get frags, but also to try to take over an area of the map that you need. So usually you'll see the quad damage turn around and end up in a very significant spot, like, say, the RA, which Tox is about to grab here. And the fact that that Ice Climbers just positioned themselves to take it over while the quad was running, that was unique. I like it. That being said, even without the quad having the best of runs, we have Ballers within 6 frags now.
Certainly an improvement, and certainly something that Tox is going to be wanting to prevent himself. And again, he's kind of playing the solo go right now, making sure that he's got control of red armor. And this is actually going to give him a really good stack. So by the time he comes back into the quad room, he's going to be really, really well to do. I mean, he's going to have some trouble if he finds some players in a choke point that knock off that armor. And in fact, look at that. They're all there. He's wondering, guys, where did you go?
Yeah, no one has armor left.
Yeah.
I don't think. This is going to be kind of a weak
quad run. It's going to be big for Ballers. Fox actually gets away with the quad, and he's going to be taking down Strength, taking down Draven. Oh, no, Draven actually pulls out that last rocket to kill that quad, so it could have potentially been a really big quad run for Ballers. Is now shut down.
Draven's dodging was really good there. He realized that, you know, shooting rockets downstairs is actually one of the hardest shots ever to make, because you risk shooting yourself in the face. Or in the foot at least. And so, you know, Draven's movement there to force the quad carrier to have to fall, you know, shoot a rocket that's really rare chance of hitting. Great move. He gets the kill instead and stops the potential run. So I love it. 6 frags still the split between these guys. Now we're seeing, it looks like Ballers are kind of setting up, they're trying to take over the rail bridge, it looks like.
And So far, they've got a clean setup here. Blue's a little bit light on weapons. Fox is going to be taking him on down, and he's going to be spawning down in basement. Let me go find Cypher, who's currently on top of red armor.
Yeah. And it looks like, I think we got a fresh spawn with him. And wow, he's okay. One thing
why you need rail?
Yeah, one thing I'm seeing out of ballers. Yeah, that was nice fishing there. One thing I'm seeing out of the ballers is they're not quite as coordinated. Like Cypher, he got shot from 2 angles there, and I'm seeing it's pretty rare when ballers are able to force the 2-on-1 situation. Ice Climbers are just doing that. Look at that right there. Boom! Yet another kill. Tox. Taking out strength. Lincoln getting a kill, and again, it's okay. Lincoln for the first time running into 3 guys, and he rightfully dies. But maybe he just didn't get the notice that they had moved on to the next room.
Yeah, but this is also showing a lot of intelligent play by Ice Climbers. They are not only focusing on the quad room, they're knowing that, okay, the guy who's just grabbed the last 2 red armors, he needs to die before quad comes up, and that's exactly why they targeted Cypher.
All right, Fox just softened up everyone in this quad room.
Yep.
Here comes Cypher with a rail.
Taken down.
Cypher goes down as it spawns, and Lincoln survives. Now, he's got to watch the corners. And he'll be able to pick up the 225s, and he's going to go for the armor first. I like it. Now, notice how they're sending in a teammate ahead of time to soak up any pre-fire damage.
Going up that jump pad is really dangerous. Drops him down to 3 health. I mean, that jump pad was almost a death trap.
You got an LG.
Oh! Out of nowhere, Strength getting the pummel in to knock down that quad.
I think it was Sturmy that did the same thing at DreamHack on Realm of Steel Rats.
Yeah.
Where the quad carrier had, like, low health. They knew he'd be going for... there we go. We got a little bit of audio issue there. There.
Slava. That is coming through.
Slava, can you not do that? That's coming through to us. Thank you. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Well, it's still tough for us.
Okay.
And, that being said, Ice Climbers pretty much climbing the way to victory at this point. We're not even at the halfway point. But what I'm seeing out of Ice Climbers is a lot better cohesion.
Yes.
You can turn off the hit beep.
Yeah, you're right. That's just such an odd sound to me, to be honest. Ding. Anyway, we're going to be seeing Lincoln making a couple hits on the red armor carrier, but he's going to be dropping down and again move back through the map. This is a nice way to quietly, find a player or two, get a frag in without calling too much attention to yourself. But coming back in on quad, we've got 22 seconds to it. We need to start seeing people, from this red armor. This is going to be really vital. 3 seconds to it. Lincoln's watching for it. He's got no weapons, that's the thing. He's going to be grabbing away a rocket launcher, doing a quick RJ in order to pick up that red armor. Now he needs to be moving on back here. He's going to be not right on time, but he's going to be early enough to kind of soften up the room and see what kind of damage he can do. And there we go. 2 solid frags, and being 85 to 63, this quad run has some real potential to solidify Ice Climber's position.
Yeah, and plus the fact that Lincoln has weapons. He has the shotgun, has the lightning gun, has armor, and now has full health. And will be picking up RA. He's got the timing for RA.
Very smart.
And this could be a huge extension of the lead.
Who sent Draven in there? Yo, you with the shotgun, go take down the quad carrier who just picked up RA. Yeah, I like the pummel idea better.
Yeah. All right. Actually, that being said, though, wow, BallerSsS did a pretty good job of staying away from the quad carrier, but kills from Lincoln's teammates have still extended the lead quite a bit.
Yes. 94 to 64, and we're nearly halfway through. Actually, one of the things that they implemented, I just looked over the rules. There is a mercy limit, so if you're more than 100 frags ahead after the 10-minute mark, then the game will close.
Yeah, well, that's actually customizable, but yes. Yeah, I think those are the default settings.
The rule, yeah.
But I don't think we're going to see that here.
No,
These two teams are so close together. Now, that being said, I don't even know if that's a part of the rule set for QuakeCon, though. I don't know.
It is.
Okay.
Confirmed.
All right. I wasn't sure about that.
Just wanted you to be aware.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But we are hitting that 10-minute mark, and we're currently looking at 95 to 68. Yeah, let's turn on the cooler cam a bit.
Yeah.
And he's got a bit of armor to his name.
And this is why I wanted to watch Cooler.
Yeah. Oh, Stormy dropping in with Shoddy. 2 shots and he's down. Just got Dick Cheneyed.
Did Cooler have a chance to return fire? I mean, geez,
he had like 1 shot, but it did not, you know.
Sturmy came out ahead in all ways, shape, and form. That being said, it's time to set up for quad and Ice Climbers. Again, Sturmy's taken down 2, and more importantly, he's going to get another kill on Cooler before. So Cooler's basically out for this quad. He's coming in with an MG probably.
And Tox is oddly out for this as well. Well, he's going to be coming in, but he's going to be a little bit late right after. Sturmy's going to be getting the grab though. You should be seeing Tox coming up that jump pad, and they're going to be moving out of there. Now, Tox, if he knew he was going to be late to quad, and he knew he was going to be the carrier, you know, do you think he should have, you know, broken off to kind of play that corral position to kind of get some info on the rest of the map instead of coming in, you know, 2 seconds late?
Yeah, you know, maybe. Yeah, Sturmy got a little trigger happy there, but to be frank, his teammate also hopped in front of him.
True.
Beep, mofo. Beep. Yeah, but you know, scoreline expanding just a little bit. So, you know, Baller's got quite a bit to make up. Sturmy's quad run effective enough to solidify the lead a little bit more. Let's take a look at Baller's, now just as far as stats go. I don't know if we want to take a time to bring that up on the screen there. Yeah, look at the net here. We got Lincoln, Fox, Sturmy, Tox. I mean, everyone's playing well. Sturmy's right now sort of the baseline for that net, but look at his damage output. He's still hitting a 5K damage output, which is just ridiculous. And you know, that being said, kind of the star player is going to be Strengths over on Ballers. As far as his net being as close to 0 as it can be, you know, definitely putting out the damage. So, you know, pretty well done there. That being said, red armor control is not necessarily the biggest factor in how things are going down. It's the Ice Climbers getting 5 quads to 1. Yeah. Right now, that is giving them.
In order to get those quads, I mean, it requires a lot of coordination. You know, 1 to your teammates into the room. If you get there too early, you're going to be flushed out by players with better weapons. If you know your red armor carrier is too late, then they're too late. So, you know, with quad damage as the epicenter of the map strategy, everything for Ice Climbers has been revolving around that. You know, they're timing on red. You know, who they have grabbing red. Is it just that one guy? Do you have a wingman going with him? All of those things factor into showing up at quad on time with weapons, with stack.
That being said, Strengths will go down just as quad spawns, and looks like Cooler will have it, having to kill Cypher just because he can't. Oh, it's from behind! That one definitely was up to the elbow. That's sad news right there.
Well, it is deep inside, so might as well.
Well played, sir. Okay, so yeah, Ballers had an opportunity there that was shut down pretty hard. So you know, this is actually something that we saw at DreamHack, that Ice Climbers, or as they were known, Pullman or See You on Land, they were really good. If they were not able to get the quad, they shut it down within seconds of it being picked up. So I think they really only had to suffer through like 1 or 2 quad runs, full quad runs, for the entire event. And I think they're trying to do sort of the same thing here, where, you know, okay, if we're not in position, let's not suicide ourselves. Just trying to get the quad. Let's position ourselves that we can catch the quad as it tries to exit the room, gang up on it, and shut it down before it can do enough damage to even be a factor. So really fantastic work there. Let's give Fox some screen time here. He's got Rail and Rocket at the moment.
I was actually looking for who grabbed that red armor.
Okay, I will do the looking for you.
Fox has got mega health. He's going to be coming in on, actually, the quad room. We have 2 players from Ballers setting up there already, but Fox is going to be pulling in with rails, and actually he has a wingman coming in from the side in order to finalize those frags. But coming up the jump pad, he's going to be eating a bit of damage. That mega is going to be wiped out at this point, but we have another one coming up, and it looks like Fox has decided, yo, I got plenty of time to grab this thing. We have another red armor. Who did that go to? Do you know?
Well, Tox at one point had red armor, but Ice Climbers are totally holding down the rail bridge. I mean, they just repelled a huge attack by Ballers, and now Draven's pushing in with Rail with Cypher, but they're going up against LG, and Draven's trying to use rails.
This is what it's about, you
against
know, making
LG.
that push a little bit too early.
Yeah, Draven was trying to use rails against an LG while going up a jump pad. That is just bad news.
The worst thing about losing all of your guys on quad without getting that grab is that all of your teammates are fresh spawns all over the map. They're not going to be coordinated. They're not going to have weapons. Except Gauntlet. I mean, that's been plenty enough so far to shut down these quad runs.
Again. OG, LML, whatever that means.
And just smash the keyboard a bit. It'll be okay.
I love my life. I don't know what that meant at all. I think that was just a keyboard smash. Strengths? Is that the second time we've seen him do something funky to shut down the quad?
Third or fourth, man. Strengths is balling it.
I think he had the pummel. He had the pummel earlier, didn't he? Yeah.
Strengths knows what's going on.
So yeah, very nice Strengths.
They're losing.
Yeah, well, but Strengths is definitely pulling his weight. I mean,
absolutely.
In fact, he's the only guy with a positive net. He actually had 1 net, back down to 0. But only guy with a positive net on his team. So, that being said, Draven doing extremely well with just a net of -3. Not so much for Cypher. So again, going back to what we were talking about pregame, how maybe Cypher not really having the TDM practice that Cooler, Strengths, and Draven picked up at DreamHack. I think that's just showing. Cypher's survivability is really costing. Ballers.
And right now, I mean, I don't want to say it's night and day as far as the coordination goes, but you can see that is the edge that Ice Climbers has here.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got about 35 seconds to quad. It's a bit early to be setting up for it, so we're going to see a bit more of a skirmish around the rail bridge. Cooler's trying to get shots on the rail. No, this is really important, though. Ballers has taken over the rail bridge, so they have 2 entrances to that quad. Oh, never mind. Hang on. Who's coming in here? It's Tox. Tox is just cleared out, too. Cooler is about to go down to MGSSS. He's down to 8 health. Down he goes to Plasma. Yeah, perfect timing. It looks like Ice Climbers, again, realizing where the pressure was coming from rail bridge, and they just kind of moved back out and flanked around, and they were able to take down Ballers as they set up for rail bridge.
We've got Cooler grabbing red armor and a rocket launcher. I mean, this is going to be a rushed thing. Okay, but he's going to be too late for it. Sturmy's on quad, as you said. But right now, they're 40 frags ahead.
There we go. Okay, now this is bad.
This is icing on the cake.
Yeah, this is probably going to push them over 160. And I don't foresee Ballers getting any serious headway here.
Oh, come on, Strengths.
He missed the rail on red, though. That's really important. Yeah, Sturmy's just missing everything. There he goes. Yeah, Sturmy just...
There he goes on the player that just spawned in front of him.
Yeah, Sturmy was off on aim for most of that quad run, so not quite as devastating as I thought. He missed a couple of really key shots. He missed the shot on red, so I'm thinking maybe Ballers got that red armor. Red's coming up again in about 3 seconds. Mega was just picked up, I think, by Ice Climbers. I'm going to go find who got that red. If I can. Draven has 50 armor, and that's it. Okay. Draven has 50 armor, and
Tox got the red.
Okay, let's give Draven some stream time.
Yeah.
Although he's getting railed in the face. He is waiting on red 15 seconds early. I really don't like this position for holding down red.
Nope.
Because, I understand...
It's the cubby hole. It's where you shove rockets, where you shove grenades. It's where, you can rail from several different angles. And
they're having to dedicate 2 guys to red armor.
Yep.
And what that means is, like Sturmy's waiting in the wings. What that means is, that they're weak elsewhere.
Yeah.
And Fox just decimates Draven anyway.
I wasn't a huge fan of how Draven handled that situation. He was, close to securing a frag on one guy. We had another one spawn in front of him. And yes, he's the weaker target. Yes, you can probably take him down, but then you're diverting your attention. And the guy with a weapon is now shooting you.
Alright, let's follow Cooler. Even though he's got 10 health, he's got... he's got 100 armor. And I want to see if he can put something together that spells
They have to do it soon. I mean, we have just over 1 minute, and, 46 frags is essentially GG right now.
It's garbage time. But that being said, I think the most important thing is watching this last quad run. Which Lincoln gets. Come on, Lincoln, hit those rails, bro. Lincoln's sporting a 58% railgun accuracy at the moment. 31% LG. And now he's starting to put some frags together. So this is really icing on the cake. Just take a look at some of the stats here. 2 quad runs for Ballers, 8 quad runs for Ice Climbers.
And the 2 that they got didn't really go all that far either.
Yeah. Well, more importantly, 20 megas to 11 megas, Ice Climbers' favor. And chances are the guy that's getting mega is also the guy that's controlling the lightning gun and the lower yellow armor. So... that right there, quad, mega, yellow armor in the bag, and they're just behind on RA pickups by 6. I mean, that's just pure control of resources there by Ice Climbers.
Absolutely, and Ballers does have that slight edge on the red armor pickups, but as we saw earlier, how much time are they wasting sitting on the red armor? How many men are they wasting, securing that red? So yes, they get the grab, but at the expense of what? Well, quad for one thing.
Right. And so that's actually a really good point. Like Draven, for example, spent half the time standing on the red armor spawn point when it was like a good, almost 20 seconds for it to spawn. That puts himself in a very vulnerable position. He's open to rails. He's open to plasma flood. Like, he can't maneuver in that red armor spot. So, 2 maps. Ice Climbers take it. 184, 121 on deep inside. And I believe our next matchup. Let me get that over on the old
schedule. The rounds are actually 1 hour and
I think
15 minutes or 45 minutes apart.
So, yeah, the next thing that we're going to plan to stream is going to be No Name, Quake, and Televiting Monsters, but that's not going to be for a while. That's